Success in farming is all about precision and efficiency, ensuring every seed, every drop of water, every nutrient and treatment counts. Terraplex Ag is helping farmers all over Iowa and the Midwest do just that. With precision ag-grown technology and support from Terraplex, you'll boost your productivity and make timely and informed decisions, all while reducing your costs and increasing your profit. It's time to revolutionize your farming. Harvest the benefits with Terraplex Ag. Visit TerraplexAg.com.
Chris Williams, Brent Blum. From the Northwest Bank Studios, it's Williams and Blum, presented by Mechdyne on the Cyclone Fanatic Podcast Network.
It's time!
What's up? It's Sunday, the 10th of August. Top of the morning to you. You're listening on Monday. It's Williams and Blum.
There's a phrase, C-Dub, for cheers in Dublin. And I'm trying to figure that was a really hard out.
Yeah, that was my fault. It's top of the morning to you.
Slante. Did I say that right?
I don't know.
Well, we got to learn that, everybody. Slante.
Slante?
Slante. S-L-A-I-E-N-T-E.
Okay.
All right. So funny. Swear to you. So Ames Lager. Shout out Ames Lager behind me here.
Yeah.
Gotta do that right there. Got a new Ireland-inspired can, limited release. Releases this week in Des Moines.
I've seen that. Yeah, that's real nice.
And I put that up.
That looks real cool. How do I get that?
You can go in Des Moines, limited release, or at the brewery in Okoboji for Northwest Iowa.
Can you have them save? I just want one.
I got you.
I just want one for my collection.
I'm in the same boat. And Ian, if you're listening, you know what to do. So I put that out there, and of all people, Shane Power replies. That's that Iowa State quasi-legend Shane Power, and he wrote back Slante. So Shane Power all in on Iowa State's trip to Ireland.
Very cultured gentleman.
Yeah. So Shane Power.
Shout out to Shane Power.
Way to go, Shane.
Shout out to our friends
He came back for the Larry reunion. Shane did. It was nice of him.
Shout out to our friends at Mechdyne, presenting sponsor of Williams and Blum for like the 5th year running, starting this August.
We're 5 years in, baby. That was
post-pandemic.
July 15th.
We are in the Northwest Bank Studios. Really a cool deal I did. I did the currency exchange thing through them so I practiced it. Really slick. You get your euros in like 2 days.
Do you have them now? Do you have your euros?
Got them.
It's going to be like doing the...
Money. No, it's fantastic. Like you literally just go onto that Northwest Bank, and then there's this link that they send you. It's this outside service that does it, and it's so easy. And I know like there's ATMs in Ireland. We're not going to a third world country here. I understand all that. There are a lot of people that just like to have that stuff with them.
So it's good to have
understand.
Cash. Yep. It's always good to be prepared.
So shout out to my friend Doug who tipped us off to that. That's a really great deal. So
absolutely.
Thank you.
And you leave this week, right?
Wednesday.
Oh my goodness.
So it's you and Bryn the next 2 shows, man. Hope you guys can handle it.
We'll survive. It'll be hard without you. But I think we'll be less stressed than you when you're with your family in the middle of wherever.
Top of the morning to you. I've had a bunch of different stages of this trip, and I'm at the really excited stage now.
Okay.
Now I'm ready to go.
All right.
I was dreading it about 3 weeks ago, and it wasn't even the trip. It was just all the work that had to get done before the trip. But we're good now.
You feel prepared?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm ready to go, and I also think that I'm really going to enjoy Ireland. Like, it feels like my kind of place.
I agree. I am kind of bummed. Okay, I say this in total appreciation for what I get to do over there. I'm only there for 4 days.
Yeah, and that's tough because you're just going to get like caught up to the sleep, and then you got to turn around and go home.
I land with the team Thursday morning, and then I got a Jameson tour Thursday afternoon. So, wish me luck, everybody. Think I'll be okay?
You'll be just fine.
I'll rally.
Your liver's used to it. Okie dokie. We are, today I'm going to go through a much trickier topic than I thought it would be to do. Position rankings for the Iowa State football team 2025. Final scrimmage is over. Talking to the birdies. Because this is a losing proposition, by the way.
Yeah, you're going to make somebody mad.
Well, it doesn't matter what I do. The only thing the fans are going to react to is the groups that are at the back. Mm-hmm. They're just going to freak out. I know where this is going to go. And then you're just opening yourself up to it. But I honestly, like, it's a little bit like the Big 12 to me. I think Iowa State has 3 clear position groups above the rest. And I think 4 through 8 are totally... You could convince me to angle them in any direction. So I'll see if you can help me with that.
I'm excited about this. Yes.
We are also
by position group.
We are also going to, in our Wiffles Hybrids Big 12 segment. I like my odds makers because they don't have any bias. They just want to make money. I appreciate their role in college athletics and in all of athletics, not just college athletics. That sounded poor. The VSIN. I have a relationship with those guys out in Vegas. Really, they do great work. They have their annual betting preview that came out, and Steve Manikin does. He's just one odds maker of hundreds of guys who do this. Okay?
But a reputable one,
very reputable one. Yeah, one of the guys I like to just go off of. He has his projected lines for the season that are out. You and Jake did this a couple weeks ago, and I chimed in. And we're really close on these. So we're going to run through these in the Wiffles Hybrids Big 12 segment, and I'll tell you where these landed as far as Steve goes. We'll start with Iowa State's position groups, okay?
Let's go.
To me, it was a debate. It's kind of a 1A, 1B. I put the tight ends number 1.
Yeah, I think I have to as well. I like that. I like that. It's the most known. I mean, between Burkle and Bramer, right there. I mean, and more. I think tight end is number 1. I do.
And it's like the prospects. What's behind those guys and what we're hearing? Like this could be another like pumping out multiple NFL guys out of this group.
I think I agree. I think there's 2. I put the over under on NFL guys on this tight end roster at 3. I think that highly of them. So
you need to put it at 2.5, and then people can decide.
But the over. But I mean, Bramer's an automatic. I think Burkle's definitely going to play, and then Alexander's got a huge upside. Plus Roscott, plus Walsh, Moore might play as well. Yeah, I think.
Well, there's going to be good players who don't see the field much.
100%. Tight end is as strong, and I think, in my opinion, C-Dub, that's a differentiator for Iowa State in college football right now. And it's not a coincidence either, because Mauser, who in my opinion is, if not Iowa State's best recruiter, one of the best recruiters, coached tight ends forever. He built that pipeline of tight ends up. Started with the Kohlers, the Allens, who was the other big guy? My big fella that blocked and just took names.
Chase Allen.
Saints.
You just said him.
Yeah. Oh, my big guy.
Sion Buckner.
Sion Buckner was an early one. Oh, my God.
Sainer.
Dylan Sainer, my guy.
Sorry, there's a lot of guys that have done this.
There's a lot of guys. I'm saying, like, they've done really – that position group has been really consistent for 7 years now. I agree. I think I got to put tight end number 1. And I think that is the comfort zone for Rocco as well. I think that is huge for this year. The number of catches for tight ends. I wonder – okay, let's play a little game here on August 10th. More catches – Bramer and Burkle, or your top 2 receivers? Think about that.
I would take the tight ends.
I think I would too. Because I don't know who the top 2 receivers are going to be, and that's a
people are going to freak out where they see where I have receivers.
I gotcha.
I have linebacker at number 2, but I think I can be convinced to put quarterback there as well.
Yeah, I mean, Rocco.
My whole thing is beyond Rocco, though. Like, they've just recruited so damn well, but the problem is we haven't seen them. Where at linebacker, it's kind of a mental thing because I've seen so many of these guys play because of the injuries last year, and while they weren't great at all times, it was like, damn, like, I think Bo Goodwin's going to be a dog.
I do too.
Like, you forget how good McLaughlin could be until you watch that bowl game back. And then, I have a report up on for our premium subscribers from the scrimmage on Saturday, but Caleb Bacon is all back. Like, this isn't like, oh, we're going to have to wait until week 4 to get him back into shape. Like, he's the guy that they were expecting last year, maybe even better.
And that doesn't mention Caleb Brazini yet.
Yeah, and that's my point. Like, again, it's like tight end where I just look at a lot of the guys who probably had to play last year, and it's going to be hard to, Ebel, I haven't even brought up. He's probably the second best guy, like, as far as terms of reliability right now.
Agreed.
Behind Bacon.
Yep. I think it's Bacon, Ebel. That's the hard part. Is like, how do you rank 3 to 7?
I don't know. But I like the depth, and I don't know. I slotted linebacker at number 2 just because of the depth, but
I get it.
Obviously, like, Rocco deserves to be up there. I think Mansky and Moberly are freaking great, but I don't know. Like, if Rocco goes out, like, I think they'd like to put Moberly in there and be fine, but it's like it's a bigger drop off in my opinion than if one of these linebackers, God forbid,
Fair. Not again.
gets hurt.
Yeah.
So I'll put linebacker 2, but again, I could be swayed. I think either way.
Let me give you some numbers because I think it feels like Rocco's been around for a while. Keep in mind he's only a junior, so he has 2 years left. But how about these stats, C-Dubs? You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay. He has 18 wins as a starting quarterback at Iowa State, the 3rd most in school history. His 13 wins against league opponents are 2nd most, only trailing who? Brock Purdy's 24. He ranks 3rd in school history already in touchdowns responsible for and touchdown passes. And he's 4th already at Iowa State with almost 7,000 passing yards and 5th with 509 completions. He's literally one of the best all-time quarterbacks at Iowa State already. And he's got 2 years left. There is a world where he is going to pass Brock Purdy. Now, that is really hard to do because of what Brock has now done. But I think, in my opinion, the national media just kind of says, oh, it's Rocco. They're going to highlight the kid at Arizona State, Levitt. They'll highlight the Kansas kid again. I mean, but Rocco just does it, and Rocco wins. And there's something the leadership ability alone, C-Dub, I can see why you'd put him second because there is no better leader
His
that I've seen at Iowa State. It's him and Brock. And I say that with the greatest respect ever to both of them. Those two are unbelievable leaders. Like, they get along with everybody, and there's a reason why Brock's been successful. It's a reason why this team's going to rally behind Rocco, and no matter what happens, good, bad, or otherwise, we were at a thing, and it really, really tripped my trigger on Wednesday with TJ. And TJ said one of the biggest things that he looks for when recruiting a player, and I know Matt said the exact same thing, is before I can find somebody I can win with, I need to find somebody I can lose with. And that is so true with Rocco. Like, that guy will be in the bunker with you no matter what. The guys love him. The coaches love him. You trust him. And it just gives you so much comfort that you know that Rocco Beck's behind center. And so
again, would you put quarterback above linebacker?
I don't know. I think they're in the same. I see your point. Like, linebackers depth, totally agree. But Rocco, in my opinion, is getting shortchanged all offseason just because it's kind of become commonplace for him. And I know he needs to cut down. We joked with him, what was that, a couple months ago about the pick sixes.
Oh,
he knows it. And again, if he gets that percentage, he was at 59% last year. If he gets that closer to 65.
Well, and if the tight ends are as involved as we think they will be, it should go higher.
I don't think our fan base appreciates him enough, even though I know he gets greatly appreciated.
Speaking about the wide receivers, and man, the Houston Cyclones, it's kind of cool.
That was awesome.
Kind of cool on Saturday to see Jalen and Jaden and X all playing together against the Vikings.
Am I Texans fans now? Texans fan?
Well, I mean,
so.
how do you not be, Brent? Like, how do you not turn them on Sundays and cheer for that group? The only problem is which jersey do you buy?
Man, all of them. So happy for those guys. Literally 3 awesome individuals as well. So that was cool. That was a great photo that you posted.
So, I again, I have linebacker 2, quarterback 3.
That's fine. I'm good with that.
4 and 5, I debated as well, and these could go either way. I put running back at 4.
Okay.
And defensive backs, the secondary at 5.
Are we including safeties and corners all in the same group?
Yes, yeah, I'm bunching them all in.
Fair enough.
I think I went running back at 4 again because of proven, like seeing the guys, watched them do it, and then on top of that, with Peppers and
Lee,
and
a little bit of Flora.
You have your prospects too, right?
Sure.
The D-backs, and this is, again, it's not a perfect way to do this because they all play these crazy different positions that most fans have no idea what they're even called. You do have a high-end guy in Williams and Cooper, but you also have, Neal. You've got, and then these guys like Cummings, Coleman, who I think are going to be the next big NFL type dudes for Iowa State. But we just, again, haven't seen it yet.
A Coffee or a Taylor have a lot of upside. We don't know yet. Trey Bell's got upside. Haven't seen it yet.
Drew Surges was hurt last year. So I could be convinced to move the D-backs to 4, but I think my gut tells me that when the season kicks off in a little under 2 weeks, running back is more of a sure thing than defensive back across the board. I went running back 4, secondary 5.
I'm down with that. I like that. And it just sounds like every day, old John Cummings Coleman keeps making plays. He's going to play. Like, get used to the name, everybody.
John Cummings Coleman.
It's a great name. He's, again, I remind everybody, he's a safety now. So he's just one of those guys, number 20.
Tayshaun James, we didn't even mention him.
Tayshaun James, another, right? I mean,
they love him.
I am super fascinated by the rotation in the safety position as well as the defensive line, mainly the edge position, because those two, I honestly, I don't know. I think it could be Patton. I think Patton's really good. We know Neal's going to play. Obviously, Cooper. But do they think about flipping Cooper to I don't know. I mean, he's going to play more of the star this year. We don't know. Like there's a lot of maneuverability within that defensive secondary that I think we'll learn a lot on at the K-State game. I'm not even sure the coaches really know who they're starting 4 or 5 or 6 will be back there yet.
We'll get to the final 3 here in a second. Do want to thank our my buddy Colin Newell, handles the insurance for both Bloom and I and our families. Been very helpful for me with this Ireland thing, as you planning to drive all around the island of Ireland. And Colin's just a great guy. The best thing about him is that you could text him and he's so relatable and all that you can't put a price tag on that. So Farm Bureau Financial Services. Colin.
He sent me a text out of the blue this week. She said, "How you doing, Bloom? How's the new gig?" I'm like, "You don't need to ask me that, but thank you. I appreciate that."
Another guy is our buddy Chappie, Andrew Chaplin. Buy your house from him, folks. Buy, sell. I hear that housing market's heating back up, which is good. People are making moves right now, and you should use Chappie. So many of our listeners have used him, specifically in the Ames market.
It's so cool. I had a friend of mine, worked with Chappie, and don't even live in Ames full time. But I'm telling you, Iowa State's not going anywhere. So it's a nice little secondary home for some. Or if you have a kid, maybe
we need to have a house.
I think, should we go in on one just because, our kids will probably go there eventually now.
But our kids are going to be there, and, we need to do that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a good investment because it's not like the university's going away.
The only problem will be mixing the males and females.
Yeah, well, I do.
I don't really care. I trust.
Did you have
Elise would whoop your kid's ass. Cammy, on the other hand.
She would. Did you have a co-ed floor in your first? No, you were in Freddie. You were an elitist.
No, I was in Friley my freshman
You were in Friley. Was it co-ed?
Yeah, it was co-ed. Yeah.
Okay. I lived. Okay, I can tell.
I
this
hardly
now.
ever saw the girls because I was such a dork. But
Well, same. So I was Larch, 7th floor of Larch. Hanson, for those keeping score, was the name of the floor. And I lived next to 2 football players.
and
because
they
there's
made you look bad.
The girls always went to their room, and
Yeah, you had no chance.
I had nothing.
Sorry, buddy.
I know. Still.
All right, so the last 3, I could move them in any direction. Okay, this is how I went, and let me explain it, and then I'm going to let you go.
Yes.
And again, I'm not that confident in how
I've got
I
a hot
rated
take.
these.
I've got a hot take here.
Okay, I have the defensive line at 6, and the reason I went this way is because of Dominic Orange. Like, you have the elite linchpin guy who is probably the best at what he does in the entire conference. That has to mean something.
Let me throw this out, and I agree with you. Would you say Rocco and Dom are the 2 most important people on the roster?
Yes.
People?
Maybe Bacon. But
I'm saying, like, you got a little depth at linebacker.
or what about John Tez?
Yeah, that's another good one. I'm putting.
I would take Dom, though. The premium position is the interior line.
You got
with
nothing
Iowa
like
State and the dime stack, like the guy in the middle is the most important.
And he has worked his literally worked his backside off this offseason. He looks the part. He's been playing great. This guy's got, huge year written all over him. And you need him because he's going to play what he worked on, Chris. And I think this is a testament to the staff, but also him. Even as a young guy, he would play 25, 30 snaps and he'd be exhausted. Well, they got him down. I mean, he's lost some weight. He looks trim. He's athletic. His goal is to play as many snaps as possible. Because if you keep in mind, when you had JR there and on Yedem, you'd rotate those guys in and out. Well, you don't have those 2 anymore. The young guys are going to get there.
I think that we were rotating guys too much.
I wonder about that because Dom's numbers weren't great, but I'm telling you guys, this is the year that he could go from Dom Orange to Dom Orange type of situation.
Completely agree. And
Defensive end though is a huge question mark, and I don't know that yet.
We didn't mention Zach Lovett in the linebacker conversation, but like he could be a part of this. Like I'll never forget John Haycock sitting me down and I said, "Sir, will you explain to me what the hell this defense is?" And this is in 2017, and he's talking about gaps and like just because we have 3 people on the ground doesn't mean we're not filling the other gaps, and like you got to and it was like, oh yeah, it all made sense. And I'm just thinking about Bacon and Lovett and like. So the D line could get a little bit hairy. Is like, what is that?
Yes. I think Bacon's a hybrid this year.
Yeah, I think so too.
Both of them, I guess.
So then I have wide receiver and then O line last. But the thing is, like, I am bullish. I wouldn't say I'm bullish on the O line. I think they're going to be better.
That's my hot take.
I think they're going to be better, but. Would you put receivers last?
Boy, I don't know. That's hard. I might.
Because think about the receivers though. Like guys who we think, Rob Gradis had a nice piece on Eli Green.
Great, Eli. Awesome.
I love Edskelson. I think he's going to be a really good player.
Yep. By the way, Dom
and then
Overby,
the transfers.
Dom Overby again on the scrimmage yesterday.
Overby
was electric again.
Okay, so you see my conundrum here.
I do.
But then, this automatically turns into, we're going to have a crappy offensive line again. And that's not what I'm saying.
I don't. Okay, how do I say this without causing mass hysteria? I think this is the best offensive line at Iowa State since 2020. Okay, we're not going crazy. That line was really good, by the way.
That was a really good line.
That was a really good offensive line.
That's one of the best in Iowa State history.
And Colin Newell's still protecting us to this day, just like he did that line. I don't say that for the ad read, but that was really good. I mean, it was him. It was Remy as a young guy. It was Meeker. They were just really solid all across the board. From what it sounds like, again, experience-wise, Tyler Mills played for 4 years now. James Neal has played for 3 years now. Dylan Barrett, across his couple of stops, has played for 4 years. You've got Brendan Black, who's now started for 3 years. do you have a Jalen Travis, a top 4-round pick? Probably not. Although I think Miller might get there. I really do. I think consistency in the numbers, plus that even mentioned Trevor Bohr, who another great piece this week, and Clanton was vociferous in his praise of that guy, of like, that guy didn't know how to pass block until he got here. Now he knows how to pass block. He could always run block. You throw in the other
Clanton's
Barrett brother.
A great quote.
Really good. But again, he's a great quote, but he's also not, going to just BS you either. And it really sounds like they're comfortable with that group. I don't know who the exact 5 will be, but this was an offensive line that was actually pretty. This is hard to say as an Iowa State fan, but they were actually above average last year, guys. Like, look up the numbers relative to everything else. They ran the ball, they protected fairly well. They didn't cause a lot of penalties. When Barrett got hurt, things went a little sideways there for a couple of games. All right. But when you throw in a Dontrell Holt as well, this young freshman from Utah, I'm not going to butcher his name today because I did it the other day. There's just enough numbers there that I'm comfortable with. I'm going to put C-dubs. I'm putting offensive line in my rankings ahead of defensive line and wide receivers.
Yeah, well, you just convinced me.
I don't think we give enough
just
credit.
Sold me on it.
Tyler
Wide receivers
Miller,
are last now. Sorry, guys.
Tyler Miller's 6. Like, he has played some awesome Big 12 football, and he doesn't forget. He's a great pass protector. He's not a mauler. He's not. But the guy gets his job done.
There's an aspect of this too, with the O-line, that it really goes off of your scheme as well. And having the tight ends in there is either going to help or hurt them. It's going to be one or the other.
Good point.
It can make the O-line look a lot better when you've got, Burkle and like those guys like paving the way for the running backs. But it could also get trickier. There's an aspect of it where it can get trickier because the defense can pack it in more.
Totally.
Right?
Totally. Yep.
And then it's harder to get space for your guys.
Totally.
Which goes back to the whole Leach thing. Space them out.
I've seen some bad offensive lines at Iowa State. Listen, even in the last couple of years, I don't think this is going to be one of them. I really don't.
I don't either. But
I think this group is going to be above average, if not good.
Well, I think that this little experiment told me that they got a really good football club up there at the Iowa State University. The varsity football team is going to be a really good team this year.
I just think up and down, like there's not a glaring like, oh crap situation.
Yes.
And then kicker, punter are fine. Return game should be fine.
The kicking deal is never going to be comfortable for me.
No, but I mean, Kyle proved his worth.
Yeah, no, I'm not doubting that young man. I'm just saying, like, we've seen this before, like where these kickers, you just don't know. Like, I hope that Kyle is now like just that much farther mentally. He has the leg. He can do all that, and now he's just going to be an absolute dog out there. Like that's the goal.
I encourage people.
There's not an Iowa State fan listening that would say they're comfortable at kicker ever going into any season.
But I think the biggest questions always for Iowa State are offensive and defensive line. Go to some of those years in like 16, 17, 18 and be like, oh boy, some of those guys played. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Iowa State's now this is the depth of a program. Now, did Iowa State go crazy in the portal on either side? No, they got a couple defensive line guys, and both McDonough, Malone, Butler.
McDonough was good Saturday, I heard, for what it's worth.
I heard the same thing. So they're getting better, and they're going to get better. It's just, I just think this team is really solid. That doesn't mean you're winning 11 games again. It's just from the confidence up there, it's like they feel like they've got the numbers to compete with anybody in the conference. 185, Iowa State feels they're as good as anybody in the conference. Now, the ball's going to bounce certain ways. We all get that. But I just don't think there's a glaring weakness of this team. Is there an overwhelming strength either? Probably not. Right? Probably not. I don't think there's like, oh my gosh, that's a Higgins and a Knoll like there was a year ago.
No. And that hurts wide receiver too. It's just like a perception thing where it's like, well, you had and then also it's like I docked him less about the talent, and it's just how good the tight ends are, and I think the wide receiver production will drop off considerably because of that. All that adds up.
It's
good football club up there at Iowa State.
It really is, though. I'm telling you guys, it's solid across the board. This team, in my opinion, if things go well, injury bug stays nice to Iowa State, this is a Big 12 championship level team. Now, I would say the same thing about 5 other clubs in the Big 12. That's the nature of the conference this year. But Iowa State absolutely belongs in that conversation. And let's not take it for granted. Let's not take it for granted that Iowa State is ranked again in the preseason, C-Dub.
And the AP poll comes out on Monday.
Yeah, and they'll probably be 23 or 24 in that, although it's not going to be that much different. Here's the stat for you. I love stats. Before Matt Campbell got here, Iowa State was never ranked in the preseason top 25. Not once. 0. Wow. It's a big donut. Now, last 7 years, Iowa State's been ranked 5 times in the top 25.
That is a stat and a half.
If you want to know anything about the trajectory of Iowa State football, that is like the best possible. And I understand. We are not big rankings preseason people.
No.
But it goes to show how much it's not just a one-off here.
It's a perception.
This is built over time.
Yeah.
And the great part that doesn't get talked about enough with our fan base is these coaches are all about the same as a year ago. And that is huge. College coaches move around all the time. Just look at Iowa State's first opponent. They got coach changes all up the wazoo in K-State. Iowa State kept the whole staff pretty much intact, except for the running backs coach. And that is hugely valuable when you're talking about the portal, when you're talking about all the changes in college football. Iowa State has the same group, and maybe most importantly, the positions of difficulty. You now have got Clanton in year number 3. You've got Noah Pauley in year number 3, who was just recruited by the Niners for the NFL. And you've got John Haycock at a linebacker, defensive line coach, along with Eli Rashid. Like, you've got guys that have done it at a high level. They know what it takes. I think the coaching aspect gets overlooked even in this transfer portal era as well.
Good stuff. Yeah, you made me switch. I felt bad putting O-line that low because I don't think it's going to be a bad group.
I don't.
So
I really don't.
Yeah.
I really do not.
I'm probably going to – I think I would tail you. I think you convinced me to move them up and bump the other 2 down.
But does somebody ever say, oh, man, that offensive line is great? You got to be like –
yeah, no, it's
elite
hard.
Of the elite. It's hard
really
to understand.
And it's so, like, telling you, like watching Iowa struggles over the last 8 years. It's so much scheme related. Like, there's no way those offensive lines have been as bad as their fan base has made them out to be. When you know exactly what's coming. I mean, I've sat and watched Iowa games with people when Brian Ferentz was there, and you knew by the way a guy went in motion exactly where the ball was going. Anybody could see it.
Great point.
So, a lot of that is scheme driven, and I think Mauser's pretty good. Like I really like Taylor. I said this midway through last year. I think he's the most aggressive play caller I've probably covered at Iowa State. He's constantly applying pressure to the defense, and that makes it easier to play offensive line. So let's hope that maintains this year.
Yeah, and I think you get caught up in, okay, what's a good offensive line? Is it just NFL prospects? Because quite frankly,
it's not.
That 2020 group had 0 NFL guys, right? Did anybody go in the on? I don't think so.
You talk to these Brunses and it's so much scheme driven
and continuity with the group.
And again, I'm sorry, I know I'm beating the drum, but like when you watch these air raid lines, for the most part, they're very different than, it's less distinct now. But like if you go watch those old Leach, Texas Tech, Washington State lines, like no, they're spaced out so far. They want more athleticism. They're pulling like it's just completely different than the old SEC lines that was creating those road graders that were going to the NFL.
The interesting part for me as well is if Rocco's quickness and decision making. He's always been pretty good at it, but he can really help the offensive line too. I think
absolutely. Quarterback holds onto the ball too long, it makes the line look bad.
You got it. I think tight ends and running backs are going to be the quick outlets. Iowa State's, my opinion, passing game's going to speed up a little bit this year too.
Okay. We are Williams and Blum, presented as always by Mechdyne on the Cyclone Fanatic Podcast Network. If you want to support Cyclone Fanatic, you can go to cyclonefanaticsshop.com and check out all of our new. We do have those Ireland T-shirts. Maybe getting late for you to get them if you're heading to the island, but even if you want one of those sweet green Iowa State T-shirts, they are available and they are really nice. I got mine. Looking forward to wearing that with pride in Ireland. Thank our friends over at the Ivy College of Business at Iowa State They have a new dean, but the same awesome group of people who are training the business executives of the future at the Ivy College of Business at Iowa State. You should look into their graduate program if you haven't already. I was having that conversation literally with a relative yesterday. She was saying, "Well, I wish I would have done this." I'm like, "Why can't you? Why can't you do it online at the Ivy College of Business at Iowa State?"
Did you know the Ivy College of Business has graduated multiple current Fortune 250 CEOs at this time?
I did know that because you always kind of keep me in the loop with them, and it's really impressive.
So you don't need to go. Point is, even in Iowa State, you can be successful. And I've talked to numerous CEOs who are like, I would actually recruit an Iowa State grad over, I'm not going to say some of the Ivies, because there's no entitlement, and you can work hard, and we know we're going to get a hard worker at Iowa State. So you can make your own future at Ivy.
You can also move what matters with our friends at the Iowa State University Foundation. Go to movewhatmatters.com and make your gift.
Can a quick announcement for you?
Yeah.
In regards to the We Will fund, we're calling it the We Will
fund.
Fund.
Yeah. We got update.
Announcement coming this week. Check your emails if you're a We Will donor. The We Will fund is now up and running within the Iowa State Foundation, so we're going to encourage, going forward, everybody sign up for that new fund.
Cool.
Try and keep all of our We Will donors, all 10,000 of you, to move over to the We Will fund. And that announcement will come this week. But also tax deductible. And now you can get not only Iowa State Foundation credit, but also priority points for your Iowa State athletics giving as
huge.
well. So
this is a good deal for
It's a huge
fans.
deal. So again, announcement coming from me. Look for an email from me this week. Appreciate my friends at the foundation. Been a lot of work to make sure this is as easy as possible for people. But keep in mind on that. And if you don't want to do anything, that's fine. The collective giving will shut off at the end of the year. So you still have time to transition. You don't need to do it this week. But want to get that out there to check your email, check your communication. And we're encouraging everybody because, again, Iowa State, as you all know, could still use the support. This time it's run through the foundation, and we'll send that email out this week.
We are in the Northwest Bank Studios. Let's do our Wiffles Hybrids Big 12 segment. And as I promised, we are going to go through these point spreads from our friends over at VSiN. Again, what happens here is this is not like I just want to clarify it. It's not a projected, so this is what we think it will be when Iowa State plays Cincinnati. It is based on preseason power ratings, what the line would be right now.
They play tomorrow.
Yep, if they played tomorrow, which is really the only way to do this. But I felt the need to clarify it just for the sake of the listener. So Mannequin has a lot of value on Iowa State on the 23rd. He has Iowa State at a 0.9 point underdog to Kansas State. So basically that means these two teams are identical.
And I think the line
1 point dog.
Yeah, line settled about 3.5, 4.
Yeah. So the line, that would tell you to play Iowa State, whatever you think. But that's about really what I thought.
Yep.
This South Dakota game, he has Iowa State as a 13.4 point favorite.
That surprised me because Jake and I had that around 20 when we did this. So that was the one we were really way off on this. Or maybe 16.5. I don't know. We were 17 to 20. But this gives a lot of respect. The FCS poll came out this week, by the way. C-Dub, they're fourth.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't see that.
Yeah, this is not SEMO coming in from a couple of years ago.
Their power rating is, just for perspective, Iowa State plays Iowa next. I jotted these down. South Dakota's power rating is only 12.5 points less than Iowa's. So, this is not. Yeah, you said it best. SEMO.
This is not SEMO.
No.
They would be favored over a third of the MAC, if not a half of the MAC, right? You say that comfortably?
Well, here's an example for you. If South Dakota played Oklahoma State,
okay,
in week 1, they would be a 1 point underdog.
There you go.
That's another Big 12 team, and they would just basically be a pick-em-in. So
respect to the
take it for what it's worth.
Respect to the Yotes.
They would be favored over Arkansas State.
Yes.
which is, I don't know anything about Arkansas State. I have not gone there.
Well, they return a bunch off a team that won a bowl game last year.
They would be, South Dakota would be a touchdown favorite over Arkansas State.
Crazy.
So people are starting to make fun of me because I keep talking about this South Dakota game. It's just the spot. Like, you're coming back, FCS team, they have tape on you, they're fresh. This is why these SEC teams play their FCS teams in November, because they're beat up. Like, it's a scary game. And I hope Iowa State goes out and wins it by 20 and then just kind of everybody can mock me. That's fine. This is a scary game. Your former quarterback is their starting quarterback. Like, everything about this reeks. Iowa, Mechdyne has Iowa State as a 0.8 point favorite in that game. So that tells me that he's got Iowa's power rating at 53. Iowa State and Iowa are basically identical. Hawks would be a slight favorite at home.
Okay. Anxious to see how they look with their supposed passing game now. We'll find out.
Iowa State is a 15.5 point favorite at Arkansas State.
Yeah, we had it. It's funny because Brendan and I had that at 16, so I feel good about that.
Okay. 11.5 point favorite against Arizona.
We had 11. Feel good about that.
There you go. At Cincinnati, Iowa State is a 3.1 point favorite.
Yeah, I think we had it at 4 or 5. So
I think I had it like close. 5. Yeah,
they're an interesting team to me. I don't know what to make of the Bearcats. They could be one of those teams that, oh my gosh, they're in the conversation for in November, or Scott Satterfield doesn't have a job come November.
I've settled in on them. I think that they are right now with him. They have Corleone.
Corleone. Godfather.
But I think they're like a 5-7 to 7-5 team, perennially under Satterfield.
It's interesting. If he's 5-7, he may not make it. If he's 7-5, he might get an extension. That's the crazy part. Is in this conference, you are this close to getting fired. I'm going to throw Aranda in the mix for that same goalpost.
Well, the problem with Aranda now is you look at these experience charts and like all that stuff, and they have no excuse to not. And their fans, like, they came at us because we didn't put them in our preseason top 10 thing, and they were pissed for like 2 weeks.
That's all I needed to know, that is an unstable fan base for Aranda right now.
Well, it's a problem. I mean, it's like Texas Tech light right now.
Just saying that. If I'm doing hot seats, I'm going Tech, Baylor, Oklahoma State, Arizona. Is that fair?
Yeah, all those are hot. Absolutely. All those seats are hot. Yep.
I think it's a pretty good list.
Not bad off the top of your head. Iowa State, a 2-point favorite at Colorado.
Yeah, another fascinating group. And I'm glad to see Deion.
Who the hell knows what Colorado's going to be?
I flip a coin. Good to see Deion's going to be coaching. That is great for the Big 12.
Great for the Big 12.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Just a fan of that.
Iowa State is a 5-point favorite over BYU. I think Iowa State will be a double-digit over BYU when this game comes.
I couldn't agree more. I think that climbs. I think BYU is going to be one of those teams that's like, oh. Now, people forget. BYU led the Big 12 in defense last year and returned most of those guys. So
I just don't think they're going to be able to pass.
I don't love their skill at all. I agree. So it's going to be one of those teams though. Like, these games could be 20-17, 20-14, and you're grinding them, and those games get really uncomfortable. So while I think five for them may be a lot, if that makes sense, they're almost like Iowa in that context. We'll find out what the Cougars have, but defense should be really salty for them.
Mechdyne has Iowa State as a 2-point underdog to Arizona State.
Yeah, I think this one will swing two either way. It's November and Ames is a huge advantage. That is a huge, massive advantage. Those guys, they did not play well up north last year. Now, they won at K-State, but it was a nice day in Manhattan. And Ames is not Manhattan from a November in the north standpoint. So that's a huge game. Outside, I'm going K-State, Iowa, Arizona State. Like, I think that's a massive, massive game in November.
At TCU, Cyclones are a 3-point underdog.
I agree with that. I think that's exactly where we had them too. So That's the TCU is one of those teams where we'll know a lot come November. They got some big non-conference games in there. TCU could be a bounce-back team, but also they could be mediocre and be uneasy in that fan base.
Kansas comes to town on the 22nd of November. This is off of a bye, and Iowa State is favored by 4.5 points.
Yeah, we don't. Anybody who's seen Iowa State, Kansas knows not to be confident.
No.
But I caution everybody. I caution. Daniels only played in 2 of those games, and only one of them was any good in. It was Bean who killed Iowa State up in Ames 2 years ago. And Daniels was very awful. He was actually awful down at Kansas when Kansas beat Iowa State down there 3 years ago. Just Iowa State couldn't do anything on offense. And all sorts of issues, penalties, turnovers, yada yada. Now, Daniels was great last year, but that was a beat-up Iowa State team. That said, respect to Leipold, respect to the scheme they have. Never easy when that guy comes to town.
Completely agree. Hassel had me pick my this is coming up on Thursday's show since I'm going to be traveling. We already recorded it. It's our big season preview on Iowa Everywhere. And my scariest game on Iowa State's schedule, and that was the one I put, just because I could see having all this momentum and we just beat Arizona State. And
great point. You could be like, hey, win this game, you're in the championship game.
Yeah. And then they drop
4-5 or whatever they are, and then look out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's a terrifying game right there.
I agree.
At Oklahoma State to end the year, he has Iowa State as a 7.5-point favorite.
Yeah, that could be turn the lights off game though. I mean that one could climb. It really could.
Well, I feel like that's a situation too where if it ain't going well for them, like he could be fired in October.
Yeah. Yes. They might need to get a head start down there for sure. That's I like the 7 for now. I think that's fair. It's just I don't know. Were they 42 new players?
Yeah, you have no idea.
No
new
idea.
coordinators.
I mean,
it's completely. My gut tells me that whole thing is done. Like I get it. I get the caveat of never count out Gundy.
Sure.
I understand it, and he deserves that respect for what he has done.
But it's not. It's not 2011 anymore either.
This feels like Fran McCaffrey at Iowa.
Yeah.
Fights the system, bitches about everything, is worn out his welcome with the fan base. This thing feels cooked to me. We'll see. And I like Gundy for what it's worth. I actually think that he's entertaining. I hope he's there for a very long time. It feels cooked to me. We'll see.
Hey, I didn't even realize this, C-Dub. You know what they have in week 2? You see this? Oh my gosh. I feel bad for them. They go to Oregon. Ooh, 35-point spread on that one, maybe.
Jeez. Which is kind of sad because when that game was scheduled, it was probably like a cool.
Yeah. Yikes.
Huh.
Yeah,
do you remember the game that Gundy and Leach? What year was that? 2009. They were both in the top 5. It was Michael Crabtree.
Oh, yes.
God, that was great. That was like peak Big 12, man.
That was really between Oklahoma State, Baylor, Tech, Oklahoma.
It's great.
They just
Lincoln Riley,
West Virginia when West Virginia came on and they had Gino and
oh man,
and then I said to Paul Rhodes like let's win 20-17.
That was peak Big 12, man.
It was.
God,
I had to remind myself, C-Dub, but I think worth the fans thinking about too. The league is really good. It just doesn't have those monsters where going in that it's not going to work out that day. And I think it's an advantage for sure, but it also puts everybody in the box of thinking they have a chance, which makes it really, really exciting and why we pay attention. And also, though, what hurts the league's credibility is you don't yet have one of those, egomaniac rosters that they're going to be the best like Oklahoma and Texas thought they were.
Well, for what it's worth, and I don't know if I'm going to be right or not, and I mock these polls all the time, but I am voting in one this year, basically because I really respect the organization and the way that they do it. It's the Football Writers Association of America and the National Football Foundation.
That's awesome.
And I had to put in my first ballot. So they only do the top 16. They don't do the top 25. And I was wrestling with these Big 12 programs and who to include. And if it was a top 25, I would have had 5 or 6.
Yep.
And I put Texas Tech in there with Arizona State. And it's not again, here's the thing. The thing I hate about watching and listening to national college football types anymore is this, well, when's the last time Texas Tech won anything big?
Yeah,
and well, it doesn't matter. None of that matters anymore.
I always liked the blue chip index. It's like, who gives a crap?
No, there's a reason Saban quit and Georgia jumped Alabama in the SEC because they have more money. Okay? So, none of that matters. And Tech could be a beautiful disaster, but they could also go 12-0 and actually have a chance to win the national championship this year.
Totally
they
agree.
could with their roster.
I believe they are the most fascinating story in college football this fall. I don't think it's close. You have a guy who is literally trying to break the system in a weird way to better the system, but he's got to break it first in favor of his school. And this Cody Campbell. I think Cody Campbell is the most interesting part of
I want to have a beer with that
2025.
guy. He probably ain't drinking beer. He's drinking high-end scotch.
He's got the Pappy Van Winkle 35 year, if there is such a thing. They're trying to break the SEC by outspending the SEC, which is hilarious.
Oh, it's great.
And also, I'm kind of rooting for them, but also it'll be the detriment of Iowa State, because obviously Iowa State can't keep up with them either. It is interesting, though, that he's doing this, and I believe this. If I ever had a conversation with the guy, I think part of him is doing this to show, if all it takes is money, we will beat you at your own game, but it's not the best for the sport. So we're going to do it to prove you all why it's not best for the sport. And so there's a part of me, outside of Iowa State, I want Tech to do really well this year, because I think it could fix the system.
Where are those Fortune 250 CEOs in the Ivy College of Business?
The problem is, and again, people who have been in the equity world and the say selling companies world. When you're a Fortune CEO, it's a little bit different than selling your company for $5 billion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Cody Campbell did all right.
He did. Yeah, that guy timed it up with COVID perfectly. It's an amazing story, really, if you want to look into it. It is hilarious. So when you get into the fundraising world, there are people who, oh, you're a CEO at a Fortune 1000 company. You must be doing really well. Yes. Oh, I sold my oil company for $5 billion. Different world, everybody. Different world. But those people who are Fortune, they're Ivy grads, they're the Fortune 250 CEOs, also very helpful to Iowa State. We just need more Cody Campbells.
Well, that was my decision making on that, and I think Arizona State deserves to be there with everything they have coming back. All the 18 starters, their coordinators, their quarterback, their wide receiver. I know they lost Scadaboo. Until they lose, they deserve to be there, I think. And I don't know, but I would still if you were to say, hey, Chris, which one of those programs do you think is more likely to be in the top 15 at the end of the year? It's Texas Tech.
Yeah, who could make a quarterfinal?
Texas Tech.
I think Texas Tech above Arizona State now.
Yeah.
Now, I think Arizona State's really good.
I do too.
But
and they deserve, if we did a media poll, to be number one.
Totally.
But
they should have beat Texas last year.
They did beat Texas last year.
They did beat Texas. That's a good point. It's going to be a fun year. I'm now in the mode of all right, summer. We got a little summer left, but let's get to Ireland. Slayante.
I'm going, baby. I'll text you when I land.
Please do.
Sweetheart. He is Brent Blum. My name is Chris Williams. We are in the Northwest Bank Studios, presented as always by our friends at Mechdyne.
Hey, one more announcement. Thanks to this show, this is why our listeners are literally the best. You know this, C-Dub. So a couple weeks ago, I was at the Twins game. I said, we need to do an Iowa State game with the Twins because South Dakota State had one. Guess what, everybody? Bye week, September 20th, Saturday, Iowa State game with the Twins.
Nice. Who do they play?
Got that done. The Guardians, and then the Vikings play the next day. Let's make it a weekend. $10 for every ticket. I'm going to put the link up this week, hopefully. Goes to We Will.
That's so cool.
So there's a Cyclone that runs the ticket show up there, up in Minneapolis at the Twins. It's a
Very
Cyclone
cool.
world, everybody. So thank you, John, with the Twins. Look forward to getting that info out there, and let's have a day in Minnesota as well in the bye week.
He's Brent Blum. I'm Chris Williams. We will have the daily clone every day this week. Bloom and Brent will have something for you guys on Wednesday. I'm off to the Emerald Isle, baby. Later.